So here Maguire has the ball on the halfway line with Brighton sitting off in what resembles a 5-5 shape at this point, with the backline incredibly high up the pitch. Manchester United are in their 3-1-6 possession shape, with Dalot, Bruno and Mazraoui the players between the lines. But what I really like about this goal initially is Maguire's intent when it comes to playing through the centre. Too often last season, and even against Fulham last week, I felt like United were just not intentional enough with playing through the centre of the pitch, and instead seemed to just circulate the ball across the back line without any real penetrative passes to get the ball into chance creating positions. However, here we see the importance of playing through the centre, because as Maguire threads the pass into Mainu, who knocks the ball delicately into Mazraoui, United have now worked the ball in behind the Brighton midfield, which leads to Mitoma's mistake in the back line. See, when Mazraoui initially receives the ball, really it should be Hinchelwood who should step out to close him down, whilst Mitoma, who's basically in this left wing back position, should remain goal side and track the run of Ahmad in behind. However, this is the issue with having your wingers drop into the back line and not one of your defensive midfielders, as we do often see wingers get their body positioning wrong in these types of situations, and that's exactly what happens to Mitoma here. But instead of Mitoma tracking the run and Hinchelwood pushing out, the opposite actually happens. And so with Mitoma not side on and looking to pressurise Mazraoui, Mazraoui can just split Hinchelwood and Mitoma, releasing Ahmad in behind, and because of Hinchelwood's initial narrower position, he can't get across to Ahmad until he's in the box. But Ahmad does something incredibly subtle which is key to this goal, and a sign of how he is already showing signs of developing into an elite level player. First of all, he does exactly what he should, which is race into the box as quickly as possible so that any mistimed tackle will lead to a penalty. And in general, Hinchelwood's going to be a bit more hesitant to put in a tackle knowing that he could give away a penalty. But even here, you can see Hinchelwood is trying to show Ahmad down the line, because of course he and everyone else knows that from this position, Ahmad wants to cut inside. I think initially as Ahmad is running into the box, if you had Højlund as a centre forward instead of Xerxes, because of his pace and his greater inclination to run in behind the back line than Xerxes, the pass from Ahmad across the box is probably the most viable option with his right foot, but because Xerxes doesn't have that pace, or he's not really going to be looking to make that initial run in behind, he isn't ahead of Van Hecker, and so now Ahmad has to try to find a way of cutting inside onto his left foot, and the way he does this has to be applauded. But before I come on to that, if you want to check out any of the new season jerseys, go over to Jersey FIFA. They've also got the club and international retro jerseys as well. If you use code Atlantis at checkout, you'll get a discount. A link will be in my Instagram bio, which I will leave linked in the description. So what Ahmad does here is actually very reminiscent of what Arjen Robben used to do. We all know that Ahmad wants to come inside, but it's that subtle drop of the shoulder, feinting like he's going to go down the outside, alongside a slight halt in his run, that allows Hinchelwood to drop a yard or two deeper and open up that space for Ahmad to then shift the ball onto his left foot. But the key is the weight of the touch. If the touch is too light, by the time Ahmad tries to release a shot, Hinchelwood is going to be right up on him, ready to block it. But if the touch is too big, obviously the touch is going to run away from him, and he's not going to be able to get the shot away in the first place. But because his touch is weighted perfectly and pushed into the perfect area, with one touch Ahmad has now opened up this shooting position, and to be fair, I think his shot may have been going in the far corner anyway, but it takes a deflection of Van Hecker and ends up in the back of the net. So thank you for watching. I will be releasing more videos on the match shortly, so make sure you have notifications on. Check out my Patreon, I am going to be releasing articles on there. You can get a 7-day free trial, but let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below.